Major Investor. I am Will, your host, and we're going to talk about SHIB today. And why SHIB? Well, because it's the only place that I would like to be. That's the only place I think that we should all be. Only because it's a non-government token. Now, people don't know and understand that is. And I never say that SHIB is a meme coin. The reason why is because of the burns and reduction, limiting, exterminating, reducing, depleting token, coin, without the chance of minting, private, putting out a private sale, reverse stock split, reverse coin split, whatever you want to call it, reverse token split. SHIB cannot do it. SHIB is owned and operated by the investor. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into today's session, and we're going to talk about Koi, Shibling, Blaze, and the coins that are coming out, SHIB Supreme is coming out soon. You can buy, get involved in that if you want. Pepe, we don't want to talk about Pepe too much. Pepe is a token that just came out based on an artist. Anyway, we won't talk about. I didn't want to talk about Pepe. This video is not about Pepe. This video is about SHIB and what we're doing currently to increase our wealth. All right. Without further ado, we'll get right into today's session. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night from wherever you are in the world. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get into today's session. And we are live. So, if anyone doesn't know where we are live in the world, and this is Major Investor, and I'm Will, your host, and thank you for coming, and we'll get right into today. Today, we're going to get into SHIB. Right now, not a lot of people are catching on to what SHIB is doing for us and for our world around us. SHIB is worldwide in over 300 countries, over 380 companies right now worldwide that deal with SHIB that you can buy and purchase with SHIB. But let's be real. 4 zeros, this is US, 4 zeros, 846, 5 zeros, sorry, 5 zeros, 846. No one's using it to buy cheeseburgers, hamburgers, unless you're in a third world country like Brazil, Argentina, Peru. Peru is actually doing very well. Japan, USA, even though they aren't third world countries, they are when it comes to their debt levels. So anyway, the ceiling debt level for the US shouldn't bother you about cryptocurrencies. Everybody's saying yes, it should. Here's the thing, guys. The banks and the institutions are unsafe. The gold standard to use to buy and trade is no longer the same as it once was. So the digital age is here. And that's just across the board, right? And it took me a long time to clue into it, but the BTC, Bitcoin that came in, withstood the test of time? No. The US Congress decided that they were going to buy Bitcoin from every single one of the holders that were holding it. And they owned and operated it for a long time, from 2009 to 2012. That's no word of a joke. They came out in 2010 and then they started pushing Bitcoin into the marketplace even after they shut down Bitcoin themselves. Tells you how when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it, but they're going to do it in such a way that they come out smelling like roses. So if you watch the U.S. deficit from $29 trillion in deficit, went to 27 trillion in less than a 2-year period. If they were to do the exact same thing with SHIB, it would drop within a year. They would lose 99% of what they owe. And that's not a joke. That is a reality. If they were to buy out SHIB and then burn it, 99.999% of it, and hold on to between 4 and 3 billion coins or tokens, they could dictate the market on it and drive it up to 59. If you look at the math on $59 on just 5.8 billion SHIB left, you would see that the market capitalization on that would be even higher than what it is today. But the U.S. would own it and operate it at that price, and they would sell it to you at $59 a shot. And then you have your funds managers buying it, you have the exchanges buying it, you have the people, and then now it's being used to buy vehicles, to buy houses, to buy all these things, and then it's getting liquidated at the same time, because every single one of these platforms has a reduction in SHIB built already into it. So these 500 or 600 or 700 companies worldwide have all these burns stipulated already in it. So when you purchase an item, there's a burn associated with it. So 59. So you're watching this go exponentially higher every single day, not like it is right now. Whereas they don't understand limiting supply, driving up the demand hasn't caught on yet, and that's good for you and I because you and I can buy us at a ridiculous price. Like $8.46 US buys you 1 million SHIB. So you do the math on it. If you're to buy 10, you only have to spend $80 to buy 10 million SHIB. That is ridiculous, people. Anyway, we want to give a big shout out to Koi. Thank you so much, Koi, for reducing the supply of SHIB. And if anyone knows what Koi is on the burns. So if you look at right here, this is what I was talking to you before. When you come out and you do a burn, your burn address shows up. So there's Koi's address right there, 1.17 million. That is awesome. It's very small, but it's awesome because it's based on their volume that they do on the buy orders, not sell orders. Okay, guys, got to remember that. It's not both ways. Like Blaze. Now, Blaze, thank you so much. Blaze, where are you? You're here somewhere. There you are. Thank you so much, Blaze Token. Because of them, in a very short period of time, within, I think, 3 weeks to 4 weeks, they have burned almost 7 billion coins. That is phenomenal. Last week, Monday, they burned 1.2 billion coins. And that's awesome. That's phenomenal. Big thank you. Whoop, 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 whoop. And that just tells you right there about the solidification. So when you see Koi and Blaze doing this, it solidifies their position. Reducing the supply will eventually make them even more money. And that's the bottom line. That's what we're trying to do here. So when we go into, this is a new token, SHIB Cream. Okay, it's coming out. They're going to burn 4% on every single transaction, up or down. So if there's going to be another Blaze token, it's going to burn approximately whatever it is their volume is. So hopefully it's in that 5 to 6 billion tokens per week. And then if we get another 4,976 tokens or projects doing the exact same thing before Shibarium gets released, we could be looking at some massive burns in the trillions per week, which would be phenomenal. And based on what you're seeing right now with SHIB, that would be phenomenal because it would mean that the price would stay exactly where it is right now until it liquidates all the immediate supply. Once that 200 trillion market cap gets breached, that's when we're going to start seeing them increase steadily. And you're going to see these waves. So if I were to show you the waves, but it's going to look, eventually it's going to go up, right? Yeah. So, but you're going to have all these waves in the process. It's going to be highs and lows. But when you look at the chart, it's going to go, right? That's how it's going to look on your charting. It's going to have huge waves on it, but because you get huge buy-ins and then sell-offs. Buy-ins, sell-offs. Buy-ins, sell-offs. But you're getting less and less supply, which means it's going to go, the chart's going to look like it's going up, right? So if you look at the bottom line of it, you see that the lows are actually moving higher. And that's going to happen, but when? That's happening right now, guys. It's happening right now. Every Monday, you're seeing two types of burns. Koi is burning, and then you have SHIB is on the market, and they're burning. They have a dead-end wallet. There's their dead-end wallet, guys. So when you look at these companies and you sit there and say, well, that's how they're going to solidify themselves in those, and you have to understand this. When they buy SHIB, they got a target price. Everybody's got a target price when they want to start taking profits. Well, with SHIB is if you're a company, you can use 25% goodwill. That means you can reduce the supply of SHIB by 25%, and then that gets taken off the top line of your company. So that reduces your market that you are making money on by 25%. If the organization or whichever country you're in, and they want 50% of it, okay, so after you've done the 25% on the total, you get to write that off against all your earnings that you made that year. Then you get to write the 50% off of all your capital gains after that. You burned that first. So you buy into SHIB, then you burn it, then the 50%. You don't wait and then have 50% now. You wait till then, you burn 50% of your holdings, wait on the rest of it, because that'll drive the price up even more so that you get even more money on your value. It's a win-win situation for the shareholders, for their community, for everybody that's involved in your coin or exchange. And this is why it's so important. And what the biggest thing right now is the AI. AI from Google came out and said that we would never hit $1 because the AI doesn't understand the question. You don't ask AI when we're going to win, give me a price prediction. It's the same with me. I can't give you a price prediction. I don't know when it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It's a guarantee to happen, but when is it going to happen? Well, when we get 300 million people buying SHIB and holding at least 1 million tokens, it's going to drive it to $1. It doesn't matter about the market capitalization on it, people. There's only 1.3 million of us holding it. That tells you that there's a huge market waiting to explode and buy SHIB. That's what it tells me. It should tell you everybody the same thing. Is if everybody told 20 people that SHIB is the way, that because of SHIB, and this is what SHIB is doing, and SHIB has reduced every single day. They've reduced the supply. Every single day, there's a burn going on. It might not be very much, but it's a burn that's going on. Eventually, those burns are going to add up. Because once those burns start accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, we call it the snowball effect. Once everybody finds out about it, they pile into it because they're afraid of missing out. No, they are afraid that they're not going to be able to buy it at these levels. Because right now, let's face it, 200 trillion tokens, immediate supply, are being used for trading every single day. We can burn a crap load of tokens right now. But the problem is that we don't have a lot of tokens that are actually doing that to benefit themselves. And I don't know why that is. Because when you have a token that's non-governance, it's like a currency that's depleting its supply without any chance of printing it. It's the opposite of what the governments are doing. The exact opposite of what they're doing. So if anyone is out there looking at this saying, okay, well, the U.S. might default on their loan, where would you rather put your money? Would you rather put it in gold, which is not exactly easy to transfer between banks because they can't give you that currency anymore. So if the US dollar goes to nothing, it's nothing. The dollar is zero. They have to come up with a new currency and give it to you. So all your old currency, they can't even take it and burn it for you. They have you take it and destroy it yourselves because that currency is no longer any good. Now, if you don't believe me, look at China. China's done it not 12 times. They've done it 5 times already, where they've taken their currency and told everybody it's worthless. It's not even worth the paper it's written on. So you can't even sell it as paper. So therefore, all that money that you've accumulated over the years is worthless. So they come up with a new currency. That currency is the standard. Do you understand? So if the U.S. defaults on their bills, they have to go to zero, start all over again, and then come up with a currency that's different from what they already have as a substitute for it. The banks won't even take your old money, and because it's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. So they're not going to touch it. Zimbabwe was another one that did the exact same thing. You have 100 million Zimbabwe dollars, but the money's worthless. So they have to come up with a new currency. And it takes time. It doesn't happen right away. So in the meantime, how do you pay for your bills? How do you pay for lodgings? How do you do this and how you do that? Well, they give you government stamps. Those stamps is like credits, okay? Until they get a currency out, which is going to happen like within the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, within the 2 to 3 weeks or a month, because the currency is worthless. And then they get rid of that currency is worthless. The only thing is that the banks won't take your money. The banks are actually taking in euros, other currencies all over the world. Why did we go with a digital currency? To avoid these mistakes. So this is why you want to be in crypto, in my opinion. That's my opinion, of course. Anyway, we want to give a big shout out to Bling for burning SHIB. Woo, 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 woo. And if you have an idea for a t-shirt or put a SHIB logo on anything, just send them an email, strap a couple pictures with it, and then go from there and then ask them if they want, if this would, you can possibly put these on a t-shirt for yourselves. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Blaze and burn, burn and blaze and burn it. So with all the accumulation and all the tokens, we're looking for these people right here. I'm looking for this 7B61E3BDC6. They are burning massively, and they are burning it every single day, guys. They are massively burning it. Now, they're not burning very much of it, God's granted, but if you look at the charts, they are actually burning about 30 to 40 million tokens every single day. Within 2 to 3 hours, they have a burn coming out. That is either I'm hoping and praying that they are burning it on revenue generated for the burns. I don't want to see anybody out there using holdings to burn SHIB. You should never do that unless you have your price target. And anyone having a price target where it's at right now should be shot. Unless you're thinking that I can make more money somewhere else quicker than I can with SHIB at the moment. But SHIB is a time bomb. We have no idea when it's going to take off. We do know it's going to take off. We just don't know when. Who's got the most to lose? So if we look at them, the exchanges have the most to lose. The exchanges have to shut down. They gave you all this money. Moomoo, KuCoin, Binance, like Netcoins. They give you all this money to invest into the cryptocurrencies. SHIB is the opposite, okay? So if they were looking at SHIB and saying, you know what? We're going to charge you an extra 10 cents on the dollar. Now, I'm just saying, this is just out there, okay? It's just a suggestion to everyone that's out there. If you were to take it and look at SHIB and say, I'm an exchange, I have 56 trillion tokens, I don't want to see my assets keep diminishing, right? I look at the price, I go over to the price, I'm like, are you kidding me? 5 zeros now, 8, 4, 5. This was almost 2 years ago I had to go back and get this price. That's a good price to jump into, granted, but I already have 56 trillion coins. Do I need another 56 trillion coins at this price? I don't. And I'm not going to liquidate it because I'm going to be out all that money for my shareholders. So I can't do that to them. But what I can do is I can start charging and then telling my shareholders, from now on, here's our disclaimer, we are going to take in an extra 10 cents on every single transaction, and we are going to liquidate SHIB by 8 cents per transaction on every single transaction, in or out, on all exchanges, on all swaps, on all layer 2 blockchains or layered blockchains. We are going to do the exact same thing. We're going to liquidate SHIB. In fact, we're probably going to stake SHIB later on so that we can even leverage even more, so we can make even more money with SHIB. And the reason why that is because it's depleting. And eventually we're going to run out of tokens. And even us, we're going to have a price target. We're going to burn half our supply just so we don't have to pay taxes. But if they watch the show, like I hope they do, they'll find out that they don't have to do that. They can write off 25% of it, throw 25% of it into the burn wallet right away before they do anything. 25% into the burn wallet. That's a 100% write-off as goodwill. And that goes on the top line of your business. So that gives you a huge marker because you're starting off with your tax year at this price rather than this price. So if SHIB was, let's say, worth $700 million, or let's go with $1 billion, that's $250 million right off the top that you get to write off on your business. And then, therefore, it gives you that 50% from that $750 million. You wouldn't write that off because now you write that 25% off against it. So now you're only dealing with $500 million. You write down $250 million, another $250 million, and you burn that right away before you sell it, so that it drives the price up higher. You don't have to pay taxes on it as much, right? That's the whole point of the burns, and it helps with the community. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. And thank you so much for tuning in. This is your major investor, Will, your host, and we want to wish everybody good night, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning from wherever you are in the world. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And I wish everybody to live long and prosper, love everybody, hate nobody, forgive everybody, which is very hard for everybody to do in today's world of technology. Anyway, thank you so much. One little thing about the AI, we should be challenging every single AI that's out there, saying that we want to challenge you to reduce the supply of SHIB the fastest way possible. And our challenge would be to every single AI out there, reduce SHIB by 126 trillion coins every year until it got to a price of approximately $2 to $3. How long would it take? And that's what we should be putting out there for the challenge for AI. Because that's what we want. Now, right now, at the current level, the price doesn't change on a, like if we were to burn, come on people, we were to burn 1 trillion tokens every single day. Right now, it would not move for at least 3 weeks. I'm serious. By the time you buy it, you get a big spike up, and then they sell off on it. And then you burn it. And then the next day would happen the exact same thing. You would buy in, they would sell into it, it's guaranteed. They would not buy it. They would not know what's going on, have no clue. They would say, wow, this is my chance to get out and buy it lower. That's exactly how people think. So, like, if it jumped up to 9, and then went right back down to 8.64. It's the exact same. It's the exact same trend until there's like 30 or 40 trillion tokens burned, because you only have one big spike. One big spike every day, one big spike every day, one big spike every day. And then the spike is gone, but you still have people selling off because nobody's buying it. Everybody's selling it because, wow, this is my opportunity to get out, right? And that's how they think. That's how traders think. So therefore, they don't understand what's going on. Anyway, thank you. I'm your host, Will. That was my 2 cents worth. The disclaimer is, this is under a penny, people. You are on your own when it comes to investing. This is not analytical advice on whether or not you should buy, hold, or trade SHIB. It's in your best interest to. It's for what it's worth, $8.45 right now, US. Buys you 1 million SHIB. It's like a lottery ticket. Take your chances. Roll with the dice. Peace, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye.